In this Star Wars Outlaws news update video, I will be sharing with you something very exciting and unexpected. The game is coming to the Switch 2, and I'm going to be sharing with you all of the details and a bunch of other Star Wars Outlaws news updates with you. But before we do dive into all of today's news though, make sure you do subscribe to this channel so you won't miss any future news updates on Star Wars Outlaws. So, news on Star Wars Outlaws has been quiet for over a month now since the previous patch, which did release at the end of February, and we've all been waiting for news updates on A Pirate's Fortune, the second DLC featuring Hondo. It is now spring, so we should be getting some news, hopefully soon, but Ubisoft decided to surprise us with a Nintendo Switch announcement for the game today during Nintendo's Direct, which basically revealed everything about the Switch 2. During a sizzle reel showing off third-party games coming to the game, we have a few clips of Star Wars Outlaws, probably not the Switch 2 version. The Switch 2 comes out June 5th, 2025, and there hasn't been many release dates given for the games that they showed off during the Nintendo Direct, and Outlaws is one of those games. There is no release date other than 2025, so it's scheduled to come out at some point this year. I could see it releasing at the end of the year for those holiday purchases. I think that just makes a lot of sense. Who knows, maybe the Switch 2 version will actually launch with A Pirate's Fortune in June. They just didn't give a release date. I would have assumed if it was coming out in June, they would have said sort of June. But that's just speculation on my part. And when you pair that with the information that I shared about a month ago or so, where I said that they just added the second DLC file to the back end on Steam, I think we should get some news, hopefully, this month at Star Wars Celebration. It just makes a lot of sense, although it won't be at a panel or anything like that. It will just happen during the events weekend on social media. There's not going to be some sort of event or whatever. There is no price confirmed for this version of the game either, and not many games actually do have their price revealed either as well. Each game seems to vary, with the digital version costing less than the physical version, which is causing some controversy right now online because people aren't happy with the cost of the physical versions of the Switch games announced so far. Now, I know what some people will be commenting on this video. This seems stupid. Why are they even doing this? It probably won't even run very well, and based on what we know, the Switch hardware is actually looking to be pretty decent. I mean, they've even made a version of Cyberpunk 2077 on this thing, and it can run on the Steam Deck, so hopefully they have made some improvements to the game under the hood to obviously make it run at a stable 30 frames per second on this device, even though the display does actually support up to 120 frames per second. I don't think it will for Star Wars Outlaws. It's more for the games that aren't as demanding. It does now have a 1080p display, so we could see it running at full HD. Maybe not, maybe it'll be 720 upscale, something along those lines. We don't know many details on pretty much any game right now, aside from just a handful of the first-party games. For me, though, this is very interesting and exciting. Just the fact that Ubisoft have been willing to do the work to put this out there. This could be the first actual Switch 2 Star Wars game out, because they haven't announced anything else. This was the only Star Wars game announced for the Switch 2. Of course, there are backwards compatibility options for all of the other Star Wars games, but they're already out on the Switch 1, whereas this one is being built for the Switch 2. Ray tracing can't be toggled off in Star Wars Outlaws on PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. However, maybe they will take it out for the Switch 2 version. That said, if they don't, they'll make cutbacks elsewhere, so at least it should hopefully run at 30 frames per second. To me, this is just very exciting. It's cool to see that it's going to be playable on a handheld more so than, say, on the Steam Deck. As for more information about this Switch 2 release of Star Wars Outlaws, Ubisoft tweeted out that they are thrilled to announce this, and we should be staying tuned for more updates. I'm very excited for more people that will be able to experience Star Wars Outlaws, because over the past few weeks we have seen a lot more people experience the game. For example, we actually have hard numbers on the PC version of things, at least on Steam, even though this only takes into account one platform of the multiple that the game is available on, and of course the PC is the smallest player base of this game. It is still great to see that the game went from dropping off to being boosted up massively and sustaining a lot higher peak current player count than usual on Steam. Yes, the game was on sale by 50%, but regardless, Ubisoft and us who like this game would much rather people buy the game at a discount than not play it at all, and that's what's been happening. People have been picking the game up. I've had hundreds and thousands of people check out my older Star Wars Outlaws videos and come and tell me, hey, I just got this game on discount and wow, I should not have listened to all of the internet and everyone hating on the game that didn't actually play it, because this game is really good. I'm having a great time for the most part. It's like an 8 out of 10, which pretty much most of us that actually played the game said it was anyway back at launch, but people just don't want to listen to positivity. They just like to listen to negativity. That said, I am glad people are giving the game a chance, a lot more people, which is just great to see. It deserves it. The Switch release will allow that to go to a new audience that may not have a PC, an Xbox, or a PlayStation. We also need to discuss when is the next DLC coming, because we're now in spring. They previously said spring 2025 for A Pirate's Fortune. And I have a feeling that we'll get something probably close to Star Wars Celebration. I hope so. I mean, spring ends at the end of June. There is 3 months worth of time that it could release in, if it is still sticking to the spring 2025 release date. So if we don't hear anything this month, we could still get something next month and it could still come out in June. So I wouldn't worry too much. But anyway, where I was going with this is that the Discord server, the official Star Wars Outlaws Discord server run by Ubisoft, recently got some improvements. There were some changes and a new community team member has been added. So they are actively engaging with the community on Discord and changing things up here and there. And of course, they're releasing a Switch version. So it's not like they are just doing the DLC and that's it. They are actually going to be putting out a new version of Star Wars Outlaws. I also wanted to mention that the game actually did win 5 awards at the Game Audio Network Guild Awards, which made it the most victorious game of the night, actually. It took home those 5 awards. For example, it took home Best Main Theme, Best Original Song, Best Original Soundtrack Album, Creative and Technical Achievement in Music, as well as Music of the Year, which is the biggest award, of course. And then it was also played during GDC 2025 as well with a live orchestra, which was really cool to see. I'd love to hear your thoughts on anything I've talked about in this video, so please do let me know down in the comment section below you picking up a Switch 2 and this game. Personally, I'm not 100% sold on it just yet, at least at launch, because it's kind of quite expensive. It's a little bit more than I had hoped it would be. I did sort of expect it, but I was hoping maybe it'd be a bit less, and also the games are costing £80, which is, again, a lot of money. If you enjoyed this video, please do drop a like, subscribe so you don't miss any future Star Wars Outlaws news updates, and if you did miss any of my previous Outlaws news updates, click on the playlist on screen right now, and I shall see you in my next video. Goodbye.